Ladies and gentlemen and all other folk, before we get into it, this is the RookiARTisT, and I just want to say, as the holiday season is upon us and Thanksgiving has just passed, I want to say thank you. Thank you ever so kindly for listening to this stupid show. But I love y'all for it, and I hope y'all enjoy. Happy holidays. I'm a writer, I'm a painter, I'm a musician. I'm the RookiARTisT. Now we smoking, joking, rolling, buzzing, sipping on 40 ounces again. All nights we hide, starting night. Oh boy. Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. It's the first of the month. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Fuck yeah, Cleveland. Fuck yeah, Cleveland, 1996. Sitting in Jacobs Field with my Uncle Mike and his buddy Tom. Hell yeah, that shit was fly, dude. That song throws me back so hard. I love that song for so many reasons. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the first and 15th edition of the podcast. He is I and I is him, slim with the tilted curve, trucker brim. And by the way, unfortunately, it's actually December 2nd, but I'm a retard. I don't know how to record and save properly and post properly yet. I should have figured this out by now. But this is called the RookiARTisT podcast, so you're going to have to be a little forgiving. I would appreciate that. God damn it, if it isn't 31 days until 2018. It is November is gone. It's a memory. Thanksgiving was almost 2 weeks ago now. Almost 2 weeks ago now, Thanksgiving. A little over a week, actually. I'm feeling slightly in the mood to exaggerate. I'm feeling funky, feeling fresh. I got my 14th wind. I've been putting some hours in at work, and I've been painting like crazy. So I'm a little tired. My voice is a little shot, but I love y'all. And, I just want to see what's going on. And talks a little shit. Learn a little something. I hope y'all had a beautiful Thanksgiving. Even if you ate a tuna sandwich under a bear ball. And I truly mean that. That is a joke, but I truly mean that. I hope you thought for 1 second. Even if you were in that predicament. I hope you thought for 1 second of something that you were thankful for. Thanksgiving isn't about pilgrims and isn't about Indians. It isn't about a reminder of how white people stole land. It's none of that bullshit. Thanksgiving is awesome to me, not because I'm a glutton. Food is fine, sure. Turkey's not my favorite bird. But it's about getting together with family and friends. Getting to chill. Drink some beers, watch some football, even if you don't watch football. Even though I had the day off and I was surrounded by people, I still don't watch no goddamn football. I'm done with football. Football is cool if you see big plays, like highlights of football is all I can take now. But I will say that there have been times where I had been lonely, where I was far away from family, The one person I was with was gone at work. I was alone somehow, for some reason. But there was always something that I was thankful for. And so, whether you had a family of 40, or you were chilling by yourself, eating Kraft macaroni and cheese from the box like a gangster, doping it up with a little extra milk, shredded cheese, Parmesan cheese, butter, salt, pepper. If you're feeling crazy, maybe some cayenne pepper. I'm not here to tell you how to live, but just be thankful, because here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Rock it up high, rock it down low. Guess what? It's Christmas time. It is motherfucking Christmas time. I love Christmas so much. The season of giving, the season of perpetual hope, the season of funny movies, the season of great songs, the season of giving gifts, man. The season of showing somebody that you love and appreciate. Just give them a little something to brighten their day. I love Christmas. I love Christmas so much that I hate people who hate Christmas. Get out of my world. You're no longer in my book. You're no longer no, you're nice. You no longer exist to me. I'm tired of people hating on Christmas, man. And listen, I'm not saying hating on Christmas because, oh, we live in a culture where you shouldn't appropriate. Stop. I'm not talking about religious Christmas. And I'm not talking about cultural appropriation for Christmas. I'm not talking about any of that nonsense. I'm talking about being around family and friends, showing love and appreciation, having a nice meal, exchanging a gift or two. Let them know how you feel about them and what you're thinking. That, along with some merry tunes, some drunken sex, a few too more glasses of wine. Your aunt tells your cousin how much they hate each other. The fun times. The family times that you'll never forget. The friends that laugh with you, that you need. That's Christmas, man. Christmas is the music, the movies, the food, the family. Showing people how much you appreciate them, love them. In the smallest token. Love Christmas. I especially get bummed out when I hear that parents don't like Christmas. I get it. It's a lot of work. My wife and I don't have kids yet. But you get to make their world. If you nail Christmas as a parent, you can make a child's world for an entire year. You can make their world. That's incredible. See all these dumb videos of kids crying when they get a gift. By the way, I was friends with a kid when I was a young boy. I was friends with this kid whose mother gave him a puppy, like one of those gay fucking Yorkie puppies. Just a fluff ball, and one. I don't mean a gay dog. I mean, well, the dog was actually a heterosexual. It only liked other male dogs. That's what I mean. I didn't mean like the dog was stupid. I'm saying that it was a perfect dog for like an 8-year-old boy, a 9-year-old boy, because he got this dog and then he started crying and running around. And by the way, this is like a friend that you would like wrestle with. Like we both loved WWF wrestling. And yes, I said WWF. World Wrestling Entertainment. And plus the logo looks so stupid. The other logo was so tough. The WWF, that is so tough. The wrestlers back then were so tough. Hulk Hogan was still in his prime, even though he had been relevant probably then for Jesus, since the 70s. He was in Rocky, for God's sakes. But even in the 90s, he was still in his prime. Like, he could still do badass shit. Dude, we would play the video game. He was a chubby little kid, too. You couldn't pick him up for shit. But his mom gave him this dog. And he had to close his eyes, mom. And he picked up this dog and started running around. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And started crying, dropped the dog. The dog went, Urgh! And then just like fell to his hands and knees. Like Mother Mary had walked in herself and created this puppy from God and given it to him. Like, that's how special this puppy was for this boy. And I, even as an 8-year-old boy, 9-year-old, I was thinking, this kid is so fucking crazy. This kid is so crazy. Who cries just because somebody gave him a dog? Yeah, you're excited. Jump up and down. Say, yes! Pump your fist back and forth like you see all the famous athletes do. What the fuck? Started crying. That's how happy he was. And only later in life did I realize, that's still some gay ass shit to do. But his mom totally killed Christmas. Totally killed Christmas. You ever ask for something for so long, and like, then you get it, and it's a version of that thing? Okay? It's a version of that thing. It is the third best of that thing. Okay? Like, you didn't have Sega Genesis, and you didn't have Super Nintendo. You had the 4 other things that were so hard to play. The worst, Jesus fucking Christ. The worst were the people who played computer video games. I don't know. I can totally get arcades. Going to play an arcade, like at an arcade, like an arcade game. I get that. That's fun. That's like a big box. The TV's in the box, and like you only have these like limited controls. Fucking computer, you have to play with a keyboard. And back in the day, like even if they did have joysticks, they sucked. You couldn't do shit. You could do more with an Atari. Again, it was one stick and one button. I even had an Atari with like a little wheel that you kind of navigated your person with a little wheel. It was like it was almost like a remote control. I didn't get that for Christmas. Oh, one thing my mom and dad killed one year. It's my 16th year. I got a guitar. I got my first guitar when I was 16 on Christmas. It was a royal blue Mexican Squire Stratocaster. It's like subdivision of Fender. Not bad guitars. Great beginner guitars. Especially if like Stratocasters are your thing. And what I mean by your thing when you're like a beginner guitar player is like, pick a guitar that your favorite guitar players play. Not because you will one day be able to play like them, but pick a guitar that so my favorite guitar players, I always wanted a Fender Stratocaster because Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Buddy Guy, countless other fucking people off the top of my head are not coming to me. But you see Jimi Hendrix with a Stratocaster, that's the baddest shit you ever seen in your life. It's the baddest shit you see in your life. Buddy Holly played one. They're just dope fucking guitars. And but pick a guitar that your favorite guitar player likes or plays. It makes it cool because you're gonna be bad for a while. I'm still not that good, and I've been playing for 18 years, which is weird to think about. But this guitar was awesome. And I called up Brother Dave the moment all the stuff was like open and tears were shed. Not by me, by my parents, but I was so happy. I plugged this thing in, I called my brother Dave, and I just and I said, yo, I got a guitar. He said, if you ever do that to me again, I'll kill you. I'll never remember how serious it was, and he hung up the phone. What an asshole. I don't blame him though. It was horrendous. But yeah, they got me this Stratocaster, this Squire Stratocaster, and I loved it, and I sold it to a kid for $50. I was so disappointed. By that time, I had a ruby red Fender Telecaster. That was my second guitar, and I only played that for some reason. I eventually sold that guitar because I'm retarded for an engagement ring. I so regret that. I so regret that. I so regret selling a guitar for an engagement ring for a relationship that I knew was shit. And still going through with the proposal and trying to return the ring afterwards. Don't ever buy jewelry. You can't return that shit. I don't like not being able to return something. Anyway, this blue Stratocaster had the gig bag, which means it's a soft shell case, a little strap, little amplifier, little chord book. It was cool, man. That made my year. That made my life, actually. Some Christmases, you can make someone's life. What the fuck? On Christmas, dude, you can make someone's life. You can give a guitar to a child. I bet you countless musicians who work right now. Countless painters. Right now. Countless carpenters right now. Who got something, got a tool of some sort, and just started working with it for Christmas one year. They got a tool of some sort. They got a book. They got a saw. Who gives a kid a saw? Oh, fuck. Who gives a kid a saw? Why is that the second thing that popped in my head? I felt some calm and cool about saying that too. A saw. Whatever. A chisel. You know, you can make someone's day by just smiling at them, but you can make someone's life with a simple gift. You could change their whole course. You could change your whole course by giving yourself a gift and calming down just a little bit. Be cool. Just a little bit. Anxiety is natural. It's normal. You should be paranoid. Because it's the first of the month, and the rent's due. And you got 5 days left. 4 if you're listening to this. And you're $200 short, you gotta come up with that. It's the first of the month. It's a new month. You can do whatever you want this month. People love to make resolutions. I always thought that was the dumbest shit possible. Hey, I'm going to resolve to do something for 365 days that I've never done for one. Calm down. 365 days in a row that I haven't even done one day in a row. I'm so confident that's what I can do. Like, I bet this is true, but I don't know. I've been told that, like, gym memberships, I can only imagine, but gym memberships spike in January, but by March, like, the attendance falls off, but you've already paid for like 6 months. Be wary of things that you can't. Okay, 2 lessons so far. Be wary of things you can't return, and be wary of signing up for something for 6 months that you've never done for one day. Try it out first. Try some push-ups at home. You know, once you do something for 30 straight days, then come to me, we'll talk. It's important to set goals, especially if you want to make it for a full month, but try one day at a time first, and then go 7. Once you can hit 7, I think you got it. I think you'll be all right. Because there's no point to try to put all that pressure on yourself. Do the best you can with what you have right now, because you never know what's going to happen to you. So it's the first of the month, and you have to at least make it to the 15th. So that's 2 weeks. That's a pretty good start. 2 weeks in a row, you can do another 2 weeks standing on your head if you can do the first 2 weeks just fine. Don't worry about the whole month. Just go to the 15th with me. Just go to the 15th with me. Then we'll ride the rest of it out. We'll be in it together, sharing each other's secrets. So first, you got some shit to do. But if you put your head down and work, by the time you know it, it's the 15th. Which means that Christmas is 10 days away. Damn. I love Christmas, dude. I've seen Home Alone probably one of my favorite movies of all time. But I've seen Home Alone maybe 100 times. Maybe. I think 100 times is the go-to number. Like, if there's, dude, I've seen The Godfather like 100 times. Dude, I've seen Transformers like 45 minutes. And I had to get out of there. But I've seen, no, that was my experience. I fucking hated that movie. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. I probably have seen The Wizard of Oz too 100 times. At least, man. I watch these movies like religiously. But anyway, I even rented it. That's how much in the spirit of Christmas I am. I just rented it from iTunes. I paid $3.95 for a movie I've seen 4,000 times that I can recite. And this shit is still funny. Speaking of funny, I hope y'all checked out a new thing I'm trying out. A podcast that I released last week called The Basement Tapes with my little brother Joey. Some of y'all who've been with me, some of y'all who've been chilling with us or with me, that's what I really wanted to say, I guess. But anyway, some of y'all who had been with me from the beginning know that I have 2 brothers that aren't biological. I got my older brother Mike, one of the smartest, funniest dudes I've ever met in both categories. Then I got my brother Dave, badass staff sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I support our troops, but I do say whatever the fuck I want. And I have beliefs that I put thought into. So if you ever got questions, just let me know. That being said, brother Dave has a younger brother, Joey. And I've known Joey literally his entire life. Joey was deaf until the age of 3. And So therefore, Joey's development vocally and mentally was a little different than most, especially when you live in like a smaller, close-knit neighborhood where there's not a lot of variance. I feel like in smaller neighborhoods, people like kind of like you have bigger groups, but there's not like variance. Oh my god! Like for instance, there was a guy who was severely mentally handicapped and physically disabled, and his name was John the Retard. But John the Retard was like a scary dude. Like you saw John the Retard come, and you're like, you gotta go, because all he wanted to do was play basketball. And like, basketball, basketball, and like, dude, he would shoot. He would always throw the ball over the fence. And our neighborhood was on a hill, so every time the ball goes over the fence, you gotta run down the fucking hill. It's the worst. That is the absolute worst. So, because of Joey's mental development, he talks different and thinks differently and is a little more defensive, but aggressively defensive. In a way that I don't know that many of. So like Joey, he kind of talks like this. But he sounds like he's from Southeast Baltimore. He's, you know, he stutters a little bit, a little bit. He stutters, but he's the most. When you give him time to let his thoughts out, they're actually well thought out, funny. I think he's one of the funniest, naturally funny people I've ever met in my life. And he has a big heart, and he works with very little. Oh, that being said, I mean, he's an absolute fucking crazy person. But he's an honest and good person. And I wanted to sit down and talk with him, but I want to get him on. I want to get him on more often, because I sat in the basement, in one of the basements that I grew up in. I sat in Brother Dave's basement because Joey still lives at his parents' house in the neighborhood. And it was just surreal being in there, because like every time I would like turn my head to a different direction, and like I would see a scene of something that happened in this basement. A very vivid scene. As if we were back there 20 years ago. 25 years ago. If we were young again and had people over, or all the dumb shit we did down there. Oh my god. I smoked out his basement one time. It's like one of the first times I actually had weed when I was young. Probably like 14. Yeah. Yeah, 14. And we're not going to get into how I got it. But I brought it over to Brother Dave's house because we were going to be chilling one time. And it was me, him, and his girlfriend at the time. And I didn't really know what to do, so I didn't really break it up. And I did just roll it, kind of. Like I saw like what I thought a spliff looked like. But instead of any kind of real paper, I used loose leaf. Which I lit in the basement as if, even if I had like the perfect joint, as if it wouldn't smell. But like, I lit it and it caught on fire because loose leaf paper will catch fire like a dry leaf. It's even called loose leaf. And that's how quickly it lights on fire. It reminds me of leaves. I've never put that together. I swear to God, it must be made of leaves because instantly this 8.5 by 11-inch paper filled with probably like quarter ounce of weed in it. Cheap garbage shit that had stems and sticks all in it. Like I said, I'm brand new to this. So I light this up and it catches fire and I start waving it around to try to get it out. There's like weed that's on fire flying on this side. There's pieces of loose leaf floating in thin air. Like the flames are just getting bigger. So I take it out the back real quick. Up the steps, out the back, around the corner. Put it out, throw it in the gutter because I was scared. What the fuck was wrong with me? But anyway, that's part of the reason why that podcast felt so good. So I think I'm going to call that the Basement Tapes with Joey. I want to do that. Joey's been arrested 8 times. Dude, and when you look at him, oh my God. So Joey's 5'5", 5'4". 220, 200 pounds. He's a very short, squat person who sounds different and stutters a little bit. When we were younger, he stuttered. He stuttered real bad. He's come a long way, and that's like people discredit him because of the way he sounds. But also, he doesn't really help his case because he is a dirty white boy. And that's part of the reason I love him. But, like, he is dirty. I mean, part of the reason he's dirty is because he does, like, a dirty job. He's in a dirty profession. It's one of those, like, jobs where you get dirty. You know, construction, plumbing, shit like that. I love Joey. And that was one of the most fun podcasts I've ever done. So I want to do that more with him. So check that out, please. Check that out. So what have y'all been up to? I'm asking you, even though I know that you can't ask me, but ask yourself, what have you been up to? I have been doing a lot of good painting lately. Things have been absolutely chaotic for a long time. Just too many unknowns that could be finalized at any moment, but seemingly never get taken care of. Shit that you thought was taken care of, but not cool. Then you make moves sometimes in life where you think, oh, this move will set me up for at least 5 years. No, this move ends up being dog shit. The move felt like it was going to be progressive, and you only moved laterally. You only sidestepped. Then you get a habit of sidestepping. I don't even know how I got on that topic. What was I talking about? Here's the thing. I'm gonna get these brownies here for a minute, and I mean, it only really kicked in And so now, like, I just went off on something that I lost it. I fucking lost it to the ether. I really did. I'm not gonna cut that out either. I'm not gonna cut that out. Oh yeah, life was shit. So, but seemingly, lately my paintings have become more vivid and colorful as we turn into, especially in the Northeast, like a more gloomy season, like a little bit more of a grayer season. Grays, browns, whites, where usually, obviously spring and summer has a lot more color to it. Fall has some great colors in certain places. But winter is usually always gray. But usually in the winter, for some reason, I always paint really bright stuff. And now they're seeming more and more dreamlike and feeling more free and just really coming to me. Even though all that craziness is going on. I don't like not knowing shit. I really don't. But, like I said, man, the fucking paintings are actually coming out really good. I don't... After 2 years, I haven't developed like a style. I wouldn't say that. I would say there's certain things that I do that I have done over and over. Certain techniques or brushstrokes or certain color usages that I have used over and over that I really like. But I don't think that's like a style. I don't even know if you should ever be worried about a style. Just like when you sit down to do something, you should just do it. This sounds so dumb, but you should just really just go for it. Go for it. You should really just fucking go for it. You should just try it at least once. You gotta let it out. You gotta play the song in your head with whatever instrument you have. Whatever instrument you have available to you. For some, it's a paintbrush and a canvas. For some, it's a spray can. For some, it's with a baby. Some people are born to be mothers and some people ain't. That's their instrument. Some people, just can make themselves. Have a certain style that's beneficial to them and easily understood to other people and accepted and comforting. Everybody knows that flashy person who looks good in anything they wear, even though they're not trying whatsoever. Everybody knows that person. I've met a few of those. People, and I was like, damn, this motherfucker's got this on again? Jesus. Stay fly. Some people just stay fly. This thing is short, man. You gotta take a chance to make your shit right. You got a chance to do something different every day that you wake up. Even if you get halfway through the day and you realize that you're doing the same dumb shit you did yesterday, you can change it at 12 o'clock. Make that your start day. But some people don't even take the chance to make their shit right. Give it a whirl. Take a chance to make yourself happy. I'm not saying that just because you start painting that you're going to become Van Gogh. But the best part about that is, one, you're going to take a chance at doing something you didn't think you was able to do in the first place. And you have to realize that doing something that you've always wanted to do in the first place is going to give you a little bit of courage to try something else. You can find your happiness in being really bad at something, but at least it's what you want to do. Like, for instance, in 2018, one of my goals is to learn how to hit left-handed. Yeah, hit a baseball left-handed. I'm a natural righty. I throw right. I write with my right hand. But when I was 6 months old, I fell on a stick and scratched the cornea of my eye. And as you grow older and your body grows, your head grows, obviously your eyes grow, and so does your lens. So, and your cornea. So my cornea scratch has actually gotten bigger. So out of my right eye, it's very blurry. Like, I can see, but it's like looking. Next time you're in a chlorinated pool, go underneath and open your eyes. That's what it looks like out of my right eye. But I played baseball my whole life. I was terrible at hitting. Terrible at hitting. I was fast, so I could bunt. So I was either first or ninth. I had really good reflexes, so I could play the middle of the infield. I was better shortstop because I had a longer arm, but I've always wanted to play second base. Brother Dave played second base, and I wanted to be better than him. So he was a way better baseball player than I was. Still is a better baseball player than I am. But I could never hit. And in my early 20s, I met a doctor, an optometrist that I was waiting on one night, and I told him, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you should try batting left-handed." I said, "Why do you say that?" He's like, "Well, when you bat right-handed, your right eye is dominant, so you really can only see blurry stuff. So the speed of the pitch or the trajectory of the pitch that you're supposed to catch, you can't see at all. But if you turned your head around the other way and learned how to bat left-handed, your left eye would be dominant, which is 50 or 20/20. There you go." I never started batting left-handed. I think in 2018 I want to stretch myself and learn how to bat left-handed. So one day I can play beer league softball and hit and be like a hero on my beer league softball team. That's what I want to do. Learn how to bat left-handed. 2018. Yeah, I want to start using oil too when I paint. I want to start using oil because when you go to a museum, you don't see, unless you go to the abstract part, unless you go or like use newer paintings. Some of them, like in the Baltimore Museum of Art, like a couple that have stuck out to me lately have, they're painted on cardboard or wood. So the different kind of paint, I guess, in the early 20th century. Like some of them had acrylic. But Van Gogh, Matisse, in his early years, like I don't ever see those fuckers have like acrylic by their name. So partly out of arrogance and partly out of envy. I'm not saying that my shit belongs in a museum, but I'm saying like I want to paint with oil because it seems harder. And I haven't been able to like match the textures, some of the textures that Van Gogh has, like with his brush strokes and the way that it dries and it clumps and it has a different shading and shadow effect. I haven't been able to reach that yet with acrylic paints. And even though I've painted over some things like really heavy a couple different times with the same colors and brush strokes and shit, it just hasn't come. Just hasn't come. So I want to try oil because maybe oil seems to dry thicker. Maybe I'm retarded and just don't know how to properly apply acrylic paint yet, but whatever. Whatever. Maybe I start spending double what I am in acrylic paint just to realize that it doesn't fucking matter anyway. That's what I'm really excited about. Because it's not really like the paint itself, it's the picture. If you want to get Eastern with me for a moment, it's the picture itself, it's not the paint. But I don't know. I'm really excited to look at my pictures lately. I think you should really strive to make like beautiful things. When you work to like make something and try really hard to create it, see it through, make it good. When you really try to make something good, that reminds me, we're going somewhere tomorrow. Sorry, I was just talking to the rookie wife. But when you want to make something good, you put a lot of extra effort and time and concentration, and you lose yourself in it for a minute, and that's fantastic. I now know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So that I lost my train of thought, to be honest with you. Don't apologize for nothing. I understand. But my point is that when you work for something, you feel different than when you're given it, or when it happens by accident. When it happens by accident, enjoy it, because you should know that by working for something consistently, that when it does happen by accident, that you know that it's a gift. And that's what that means. That's exactly what that means. It's a gift when it happens miraculously. When, say, I sit down to write a song after making love, and it just start to finish, all the way through, words, lyrics. When the chord changes match the feeling of what just happened, that's a miracle. There are songs that I'm still working on that I'm going to thoroughly enjoy more than those songs, because I worked for them. There are paintings that I continue to work for. There's a person that I want to be that I continue to work for. And it feels so much better than just having things happen to you, luckily. You have no retort for them. You're not versatile. You don't know how to handle things. It's not your fault. It is what it is. But what is your fault is whether or not you stay stagnant or not. And you don't have to in any way. You could continue to grow if you continually want to take a chance. And I say, why not? Why not? Why not take a chance? Don't wait for a new year to start. 31 days left till 2018. Don't wait for a new year to start a New Year's resolution. Resolve to make your shit new and exciting right now. Yo, I love Christmas. I'm so glad Christmas is here. I will be having Vince Giraldi's Christmas album on repeat for a long time. I will be listening to Nat King Cole's the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Yes. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe helps to make the season bright. I'm going to leave it off there. I don't know what that was all about. But I'm pumped for Christmas, man. I'm pumped for Christmas. I'm pumped to be around my family. I'm pumped to give them gifts. I'm pumped to show them love. I'm pumped for the music. I'm pumped for the sounds. I'm pumped for the food. I'm pumped. I'm excited. The year's coming to an end. You celebrate something coming to an end because you must embrace the fact that something new is going to come up. It's going to come up. Change is going to happen. You can't stay stagnant. You'll never learn. I think I'm going to continue doing the basement tapes, Joey. I want to. If he's down, he's the key component in this. So definitely take a look. Keep checking me out on Instagram, I guess, if you want to. The RookiARTisT at Instagram. RookiARtist. What can you do? What can you do? You have the ability to do anything you want, but what can you do? What should you do? Think about it. Make some plans. Make some goals and stick to them. Start something. Big shout out to Big Dan Evans. Holiday season came so far. I know he's out in California, but maybe he'll swing back through, which would be nice. Shout out to my boy Tom Schaefer. I'm sure he's out on a boat going somewhere. I think he said he was going to Grenada, but he's a merchant marine. Cool dude. Shout out to young Jack down there in South Carolina, slinging dick, getting good grades. He's got to wear shades. And his name's Jack, so you got to go in there. Shout out to Christina Held. You're my girl, even though you don't think so. You're one of those people, like, you show them love, but you're also not going to take any shit that they have to give because you've seen them give shit to other people. That's my girl. But I love her. She's frank. I mean, her name is Christina, but she's blunt and very sensitive at the same time. That's what makes her a pleasure to be around. Keep going. Give it a whirl. Why not? I'm going to take y'all out with some cool shit. Okay? You can email me at therookiartist@gmail.com. RookiARtist. Thank y'all for listening, man. I'm really thankful for the ability to do this, but even the fact that people listen is just dope. So, I hope y'all have a beautiful day. I'll check back with you on the 15th. Make minor goals. You want to tell me about them, hit me up about some minor goals. We'll talk about them. But keep on doing what you do. And believe that what you're doing, as long as you want to, as long as you feel it the way you should, that's the right thing to do. Love, peace, and hair grease. This song is called Snowflakes. It's on the Charlie Brown Christmas album. If this doesn't make you happy. Come on, man.
Vince Guaraldi was a relatively unknown California-based piano player, jazz piano player. Obviously, you can tell he's capturing a moment. This is the biggest thing he's ever done. This is incredible. I love y'all, man. I'll see y'all very soon.